Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari. The Prophet said, "When a Muslim spends something on his family intending to receive Allah's reward, it is regarded as sadaqah for him." Sahih al-Bukhari 5351 reference 69 Hadith 1. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Messenger said, Allah said, "O son of Adam, spend, and I shall spend on you." Sahih al-Bukhari 5352 reference 69 Hadith 2. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "The one who looks after a widow or a poor person is like a mujahid, warrior, who fights for Allah's cause, or like him who performs prayers all the night and fasts all the day." Sahih al-Bukhari 5353 reference 69 Hadith 3. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Sa'di. The Prophet visited me at Mecca while I was ill. I said to him, "I have property. May I bequeath all my property in Allah's cause?" He said, "Number." I said, "Half of it?" He said, "Number." I said, "1/3 of it?" He said, "1/3 is all right. Yet it is still too much, for you'd better leave your inheritors wealthy than leave them poor, begging of others. Whatever you spend will be considered a sadaqah for you, even the mouthful of food you put in the mouth of your wife. Anyhow, Allah may let you recover, so that some people may benefit by you and others be harmed by you." Sahih al-Bukhari 5354 reference 69 Hadith 4. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "The best alms is that which is given when one is rich, and a giving hand is better than a taking one, and you should start first to support your dependents." A wife says, "You should either provide me with food or divorce me." A slave says, "Give me food and enjoy my service." A son says, "Give me food. To whom do you leave me?" The people said, "O Abu Hurairah, did you hear that from Allah's Messenger?" He said, "No, it is from my own self." Sahih al-Bukhari 5355 reference 69 Hadith 5. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Messenger said, "The best alms is that which you give when you are rich, and you should start first to support your dependents." Sahih al-Bukhari 5356 reference 69 Hadith 6. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Umar. The Prophet used to sell the dates of the garden of Bani and Nadir and store for his family so much food as would cover their needs for a whole year. Sahih al-Bukhari 5357 reference 69 Hadith 7. Sahih al-Bukhari supporting the family narrated Malik bin Aus bin al-Hadithan. Once I set out to visit Umar bin al-Khattab. While I was sitting there with him, his gatekeeper, Yarfa, came and said, "Uthman Abdurrahman bin Auf, as Zubair and Sa'di bin Abi Waqqas are seeking permission to meet you." Umar said, "Yes." So he admitted them and they entered, greeted, and sat down. After a short while Yarfa came again and said to Umar, "Shall I admit Ali and Abbas?" Umar said, "Yes." He admitted them and when they entered, they greeted and sat down. Abbas said, "O chief of the believers, judge between me and this, Ali." The group, Uthman and his companions Sa'di, "O chief of the believers, judge between them and relieve one from the other." Umar said, "Wait, I beseech you by Allah, by whose permission both the heaven and the earth stand fast. Do you know that Allah's Messenger said, 'We, apostles, do not bequeath anything to our heirs, but whatever we leave is to be given in charity.' And by that Allah's Messenger meant himself? Sahih al-Bukhari 5358 reference 69 Hadith 8. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family. The group said, he did say so. Umar then turned towards Al and Abbas and said, I beseech you both by Allah, do you know that Allah's Messenger said that? They said, yes. Umar said, now, let me talk to you about this matter. Allah favored his apostle with something of this property, war booty, which he did not give to anybody else. And Allah said, and what Allah has bestowed on his apostle, as 5 booty, from them for which you made no expedition with either cavalry or camelry. Allah is able to do all things. 59.6. So this property was especially granted to Allah's Messenger. But by Allah he neither withheld it from you, nor did he keep it for himself and deprive you of it, but he gave it all to you and distributed it among you till only this remained out of it. And out of this property Allah's Messenger used to provide his family with their yearly needs, and whatever remained, he would spend where Allah's property, the revenues of zakat, used to be spent. Allah's Messenger. Sahih al-Bukhari 5358 reference 69 Hadith 8. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family, kept on acting like this throughout his lifetime. Now I beseech you by Allah, do you know that? They said, yes. Then Umar said to Ali and Abbas, I beseech you by Allah, do you both know that? They said, yes. Umar added, when Allah had taken his apostle unto him, Abu Bakr said, I am the successor of Allah's Messenger. So he took charge of that property and did with it the same what Allah's Messenger used to do, and both of you knew all about it then. Then Umar turned towards Ali and Abbas and said, you both claim that Abu Bakr was so and so. But Allah knows that he was honest, sincere, pious and right, in that matter. Then Allah caused Abu Bakr to die, and I said, I am the successor of Allah's Messenger and Abu Bakr. So I kept this property in my possession for the first 2 years of my rule, and I used to do the same with it as Allah's Messenger and Abu Bakr used to do. Later both of you, Ali and Abbas, came to me with the same claim and the same problem. O Abbas, you came. Sahih al-Bukhari 5358 reference 69 Hadith 8. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family, to me demanding your share from the inheritance of the son of your brother, and he, Ali, came to me demanding his wife's share from the inheritance of her father. So I said to you, if you wish I will hand over this property to you, on condition that you both promise me before Allah that you will manage it in the same way as Allah's Messenger and Abu Bakr did, and as I have done since the beginning of my rule. Otherwise you should not speak to me about it. So you both said, hand over this property to us on this condition. And on this condition I handed it over to you. I beseech you by Allah, did I hand it over to them on that condition? The group said, yes. Umar then faced Ali and Abbas and said, I beseech you both by Allah, did I hand it over to you both on that condition? They both said, yes. Umar added, do you want me now to give a decision other than that? By him with whose permission, order, both the heaven and the earth stand fast, I will never give any decision other than. Sahih al-Bukhari 5358 reference 69 Hadith 8. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family, that till the hour is established. But if you are unable to manage it, that property, then return it to me and I will be sufficient for it on your behalf. Sahih al-Bukhari 5358 reference 69 Hadith 8. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family, narrated Aisha, Hind bint Utbah came and said, O Allah's Messenger, Abu Sufyan is a miser, so is it sinful of me to feed our children from his property? Allah's Messenger said, no, except if you take for your needs what is just and reasonable. Sahih al-Bukhari 5359 reference 69 Hadith 9. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Abu Huraira. The Prophet said, if the wife gives of her husband's property, something in charity, without his permission, he will get half the reward. Sahih al-Bukhari 5360 reference 69 Hadith 10. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Ali. Fatima went to the Prophet complaining about the bad effect of the stone handmill on her hand. She heard that the Prophet had received a few slave girls. But, when she came there, she did not find him, so she mentioned her problem to Aisha. When the Prophet came, Aisha informed him about that. Ali added, so the Prophet came to us when we had gone to bed. We wanted to get up, on his arrival, but he said, stay where you are. Then he came and sat between me and her and I felt the coldness of his feet on my abdomen. He said, shall I direct you to something better than what you have requested? When you go to bed say Subhanallah 33 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, and Allahu Akbar 34 times, for that is better for you than a servant. Sahih al-Bukhari 5361 reference 69 Hadith 11. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Ali bin Abi Talib. Fatima came to the Prophet asking for a servant. He said, may I inform you of something better than that? When you go to bed, recite Subhanallah 33 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, and Allahu Akbar 34 times. Ali added, I have never failed to recite it ever since. Somebody asked, even on the night of the Battle of Siffin? He said, even on the night of the Battle of Siffin. Sahih al-Bukhari 5362 reference 69 Hadith 12. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Al-Aswad bin Yazid. I asked Aisha what did the Prophet use to do at home. She said, he used to work for his family, and when he heard the Adhan, call for the prayer, he would go out. Sahih al-Bukhari 5363 reference 69 Hadith 13. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Aisha. Hind bint Utbah said, O Allah's Messenger, Abu Sufyan is a miser and he does not give me what is sufficient for me and my children. Can I take of his property without his knowledge? The Prophet said, take what is sufficient for you and your children, and the amount should be just and reasonable. Sahih al-Bukhari 5364 reference 69 Hadith 14. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger said, the best women among the camel riders are the women of Quraysh. Another narrator said, the Prophet said, the righteous among the women of Quraysh are those who are kind to their young ones and who look after their husband's property. Sahih al-Bukhari 5365 reference 69 Hadith 15. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Ali. The Prophet gave me a silk suit and I wore it, but when I noticed anger on his face, I cut it and distributed it among my women folk. Sahih al-Bukhari 5366 reference 69 Hadith 16. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Habir bin Abdullah. My father died and left 7 or 9 girls and I married a matron. Allah's Messenger said to me, O Habir, have you married? I said, yes. He said, a virgin or a matron? I replied, a matron. He said, why not a virgin, so that you might play with her and she with you, and you might amuse her and she amuse you? I said, Abdullah, my father, died and left girls, and I dislike to marry a girl like them. So I married a lady, matron, so that she may look after them. On that he said, May Allah bless you, or that is good. Sahih al-Bukhari 5367 reference 69 Hadith 17. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Abu Huraira. A man came to the Prophet and said, I am ruined. The Prophet said, why? He said, I had sexual intercourse with my wife while fasting, in the month of Ramadan. The Prophet said to him, manumit a slave, as expiation. He replied, I cannot afford that. The Prophet said, then fast for 2 successive months. He said, I cannot. The Prophet said, then feed 60 poor persons. He said, I have nothing to do that. In the meantime a basket full of dates was brought to the Prophet. He said, where is the questioner? The man said, I am here. The Prophet said to him, give this basket of dates, in charity, as expiation. He said, O Allah's Messenger, shall I give it to poorer people than us? By him who sent you with the truth, there is no family between Medina's 2 mountains poorer than us. The Prophet smiled till his premolar teeth became visible. He then said, then take it. Sahih al-Bukhari 5368 reference 69 Hadith 18. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Salama. I said, O Allah's Messenger, shall I get a reward in the hereafter if I spend on the children of Abu Salama and do not leave them like this, that is, poor, but treat them like my children? The Prophet said, yes, you will be rewarded for that which you will spend on them. Sahih al-Bukhari 5369 reference 69 Hadith 19. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Aisha. Hind bint Utbah said, O Allah's Messenger, Abu Sufyan is a miser. Is there any harm if I take of his property what will cover me and my children's needs? The Prophet said, take, according to your needs, in a reasonable manner. Sahih al-Bukhari 5370 reference 69 Hadith 20. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Abu Huraira. A dead man in debt used to be brought to Allah's Messenger, who would ask, has he left anything to repay his debts? If he was informed that he had left something to cover his debts, the Prophet would offer the funeral prayer for him. Otherwise he would say to the Muslims present there, offer the funeral prayer for your friend. But when Allah helped the Prophet to gain victory on his expeditions, he said, I am closer to the believers than themselves, so if one of the believers dies in debt, I will repay it, but if he leaves wealth, it will be for his heirs. Sahih al-Bukhari 5371 reference 69 Hadith 21. Sahih al-Bukhari, supporting the family narrated Habiba sad face. The wife of the Prophet. I said, O Allah's Messenger, will you marry my sister, the daughter of Abu Sufyan? The Prophet said, do you like that? I said, yes, for I am not your only wife, and the person I like most to share the good with me is my sister. He said, that is not lawful for me. I said, O Allah's Messenger, we have heard that you want to marry Dura, the daughter of Abu Salama. He said, you mean the daughter of Salama? I said, yes. He said, even if she were not my stepdaughter, she is unlawful for me, for she is my foster niece. Thuwayba suckled me and Abu Salama. So you should not present to me your daughters and sisters. Narrated Urwa. Thuwayba had been a slave girl whom Abu Lahab had emancipated. Sahih al-Bukhari 5372 reference 69 Hadith 22.